Hello all. Let us start the synaptic adaptations or weight adaptation mechanisms of Cohen self-organizing map. It was the third and the last step for the Cohen self-organizing map as a process or as algorithm. So the Cohen self-organizing map makes use of Hebbian learning. Hebbian learning, we all know what exactly it is. Means if input and output are correlated, then there are the chances or the weights are to be strengthened. If they are not correlated, then weights are to be negated in their power. So the Hebbian learning, the weight updation or the rate in change is given by eta multiplied by output, then multiplied by the input vector. So this is the rate at which the weight j is to be updated in case of Hebbian learning. Now, if we plot a graph between y and this delta of wj, then it is going to be the linear dependence of delta of wj. Means to say, delta of wj increases, it increases y, it further increases delta of w, it further increases y, and so on. So it will increase till a very long range, or till infinity it can go. So this linear increase, this proportional increase, is due to the repetitive appearance of same pattern for the training process. We have to do some learning or some uh, change in weight due to the repetitive appearance of some samples. So for doing that, it includes a forgetting term. A forgetting term that is given by g of y of j multiplied by w of j is introduced. It is called as the forgetting term. Forgetting term means to say that while making updations, while calculating w of j of new, we will be using this suppose it is at n plus first iteration or at time n plus 1, it will be equal to w j n old plus this term eta y of j x minus the forgetting factor, that is j of y of j multiplied by w of j at n. So this is going to be the effect of forgetting term. It just amounts to de-learnment of some of the weights due to the repetitive appearance of a sample of a pattern. To simplify this forgetting factor, this g of y, which is a positive scalar function, it can be treated as equal to y of j, which further can be equated to the neighborhood or the topological neighborhood given by ji for pattern x. So these are to be used further while determining the weight updation rule for this Cohen self-organizing map. So what is going to be the rule? We can say that w of j is given by eta y of j vector x minus the forgetting term, that is equal to g of yj or w of j, where this eta. Where is eta? What eta is? Eta is learning rate and falls between 0 to 1. Now, as we know that g of y, or the forgetting term, can be taken as eta of y of j. So, delta of w of j becomes to be equal to eta yj x minus eta yj and wj. Further, as we just discussed that yj can further be taken as equal to the neighborhood, topological neighborhood. So this equation will become eta of h of ji of x minus w of g. So this is the change in weight w of g, and the complete equation for this can be written as that weight vector j at time n plus 1 will be equal to weight vector j at time n plus eta at time n multiplied by topological neighborhood h of ji for vector x at time n multiplied by vector x minus vector w j at time n. So this is going to be the final weight updation equation for Cohen self-organizing map. We can just rub it down. So this equation is used by the Cohen self-organizing maps for updating the weights of winning neuron as well as the weights of its neighbors. Now, from this equation, if you observe this, that it is equal to x minus w of j n. What exactly it means? Suppose this is the postsynaptic layer, this is the presynaptic layer, and we have input features and output neurons are there, and they are all connected to this neuron, that is the jth neuron, which has come out to be the winner at the final iteration of our training process. It means for sample x, w j is the winner, jth neuron is the winner with final weight vector w of j. Means that these x and wj are very, very close to each other, or this difference amounts to 0. Only then, if this term becomes 0, it will become 0. It means weight at n plus 1 iteration will be equal to the previous weight. There is no updation in weight. If there is no updation in weight, it means it has already reached the convergence stage. So the convergence stage will reach when this pattern x becomes equal to this vector w of j. So the Cohen self-organizing map try to converge or always converge when the weights of output neuron is reached to equal to the particular sample within the input layer. So it is the convergence stage of this. Now one single term that is left undiscussed here is this eta. Now eta has also become a function. Why? Because with increasing number of iterations, this learning rate has to be decreased. This learning rate has to be decreased. Now this learning rate will be equal to the initial learning rate multiplied by the exponent of minus n upon tau 2, where tau 2 is another time constant. Tau 2 is another time constant, and n varies from 1 to up to till further. So this is, now we have completed all the, now we have just completed all the 3 steps of Conan self-organizing map. The first one was competition, second one was your cooperation, the third one was your synaptic updation or the weights learning. Now let us take an example explaining all the 3 steps. Suppose we have the output layer containing L neurons and the input layer containing just 2 neurons. It means there are samples X containing only 2 feature X1 and X2, containing only 2 feature X1. These X1 and X2 are connected to each of the 4 neuron in your output layer. This Wj will be again a Wj1, Wj2 containing only 2 weights for j is equal to 0 up to L, or to be very precisely 1 to L. So this is the overall configuration of the network we are going to consider. Now if we plot these samples in space by assuming that x1 feature can take value from this range as well as x2 value can take value from this range, and their overall plot, this is x1, this is x2 vertically 0 0, then 1 0, then 1 1, then 0 1, and samples in the continuous space are given as, so there are only 2 dimensions, and let it is more concentrated or more dense out here, and correspondingly the output layer neurons, means whatever architecture, whatever gate structure they are following, are connected. Suppose these were the neurons present in output layer, so this was connected to its neighbor like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and there are connections between the neurons in the output layer along with their default neighbors. That is very haphazard structure out there. So there is very irregular, uncertain kind of connection in the output layer that can be denoted as W1 horizontally and W2 vertically. So what happens?